Good morning, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. We are here to bring you a live update after a 7.6 earthquake hit off the coast of Japan, and now Japan has issued a tsunami warning and also a tsunami advisory. So we want to hit. Oops, I'm hearing two of myself. I don't like hearing two of myself. Japan has issued. That'll be fixed in a second. There it is right there. That is from Japan Meteorological Agency. You can see the X is where the earthquake hit, and the red there is estimated maximum height 3 meters. A tsunami is predicted to arrive imminently. Estimated maximum height of 3 meters. This one is also estimated maximum height of 3 meters. So we'll see what happens here, but you can see what I'm looking at right there. I'll show you where this was, and I will check and see if we have any reports so far. Give me 1 second. Hang on 1 second here. Need to pull something up on my screen so I can see it. And I want to check my Japanese sources as well. Let's see. There's been some. Actually, some tsunamis have been observed according to NHK Japan. There has been a couple of 40-centimeter tsunamis. 40-centimeter tsunamis, which would be over a foot. Tsunami waves. 1.3 foot. There may be live cameras in Japan, but I can't just steal everything on the internet. I do not have access right now to any live cameras through the video I pay for. But I will keep looking. Again, according to NHK, there have been two 40-centimeter, which is about 1.2 feet, tsunami waves observed. TV Asahi News reports that a tsunami was actually observed off of Iwate Kamaishi. Let me read you what they're reporting right now. Hold on a moment here. TV Asahi says, hang on. They say actual tsunami observation the tsunami will soon grow even higher and will surely surge toward the coast. Please move away from the coast and river mouths and evacuate to higher ground immediately. The tsunami may have already reached some areas. If you are in an area where there has been a warning has been issued, please evacuate quickly. So there's several locations with tsunami predictions of up to 3 meters. Up to 3 meters. Okay? The highest I have heard, again, several locations with warnings up to 3 meters. Let me just show you here again. There is I'm going to refresh this. So it's magnitude 7.6 earthquake, depth 50 kilometers. It actually occurred about 45, 50 minutes ago. But you can see a tsunami is predicted to arrive imminently. Tsunami arrival expected. Does that mean already? I don't know. Let me just see if I can get more text from this. Hold on. Ooh, look. What do we got here? All right, hold on. Let me also tell you Japan time. Let's get some more data here from from their meteorological agency. All right, it's currently 12:08 a.m. in Tokyo. So that would be, that right there is about a 50 minutes old. Let's see here. These are different warnings of, I guess they got indications of tsunami waves off the coast. But these are from earlier. Okay, hold on. Latest tsunami information. Oh, what's here? Oh, current largest tsunami observed, 0.3 meters. See that right there? Arrival of initial, Iwate Prefecture, arrival of initial tsunami confirmed. Estimated maximum height they could get is 3 meters. Current largest tsunami observed, now that was a little while ago, 0.4 meters right there. So they had a 0.4 meter tsunami there, wave, and that happened, looks like about 25 minutes ago. How about up here? Arrival of initial tsunami confirmed up there, central part of Pacific coast of Hokkaido. Estimated maximum height 3 meters. Oh, they had an initial tsunami there in Erimocho, Shoya, and it says current largest tsunami observed 0.3 meters. So the biggest we've seen, the biggest I'm aware of so far are 0.4 meters. 0.4 meters. Oh, there's somebody making a statement? Japan's government's going to be speaking shortly. Or I'm trying to get the video of that for you, but I think it's going to be in Japanese. Hold on, I have some video. Hold on. I'll get the video for you. Japanese government speaking about this. I think it's going to be in Japanese, though.
発電所及び女川原子力発電所については、現時点で異常があったとの報告を受けておりませんが、その他原子力施設については、現在確認中との報告を受けております。人的、物的被害については、現在確認中との報告を受けております。このような状況を踏まえ、総理からは、昨日23時17分に、国民に対し、津波や避難等に関する情報提供を適時的確に行うとともに、住民避難等の被害防止の措置を徹底すること、早急に被害状況を把握すること、地方自治体とも緊密に連携し、人命第一の方針のもと、政府一体となって被災者の救命・救助等の災害応急対策に全力で取り組むこととの指示がありました。政府としては、地震発災後、直ちに官邸危機管理センターに官邸対策室を設置するとともに、関係省庁の局長級による緊急参集チームを招聘し、総理の指示を踏まえ、人命第一の方針のもと、被害状況把握と救命救助等の災害応急対策に総力を挙げて取り組んでおります。引き続き、被害状況の把握を進め、自治体と緊密に連携を図りながら、警察、消防、自衛隊、海上保安庁を中心として、救命救助活動を最優先に、災害応急対策に全力で取り組んでまいります。なお、日本海溝、千島海溝沿いの後発地震との関連については、現在、気象庁が精査をしております。
So, I cannot understand any of the Japanese. I'll leave that up there, but not speaking in Hold on, let me check something here, though. Hold on a second. Let's see something. Oh, I am seeing a translation online talking about people listening to local broadcasts and getting information. There's a warning that has been issued. There are up to 3 meter high expected. Okay, so again, he's saying right now, Up to 3-meter high tsunamis expected. He said the second or third wave could be higher and stronger than the first. So please try to be on alert. Okay, so that's what, again, he is saying that there are tsunami waves expected, okay? And he said the second and third could be higher than the first. Now, there have been some already. Let me just check something here. Give me one moment. Yeah, so I mean, as one of our viewers mentioned, Sir Bixden, the tsunami wave in the big Japanese, was it 2011, was the earthquake was much bigger. And that earthquake was a 9 to 9.1, way bigger than this, which was a 7.6. So again, and what we know now is that again, the forecast is for tsunami waves of up to 3 meters. That is the current forecast. Let me just show you what Pacific Tsunami Warning Center is saying right now. See, it says tsunami threat. Here's an update here. Magnitude 7.6. Hazardous tsunami waves are forecast for some coasts. This is from the National Weather Service. Tsunami waves. Now this is interesting. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says tsunami waves reaching 0.3 to 1 meters above the tide level. That's quite interesting. So their forecast is less than the Japanese government forecast. Okay? If you look at that, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says tsunami waves in Japan could reach up to 1 meter high. Japanese government forecast says up to 3 meters high. So again, according to the Japanese government is saying up to 3 meters high. But the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center from the National Weather Service in the U.S. is saying, you can see it right there, 0.3 to 1 meters. Now, I think this might be a revision of their earlier forecast. In their first, hang on. The initial post, no, it didn't give I think their initial post didn't give an estimate. So, but again, this is the newest estimate from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They say tsunami threat forecast updated, tsunami waves reaching 0.3 to 1 meters above the tide level are possible for some coasts of Japan. Japanese government is still saying up to 3 meters. Then tsunami waves are forecast to be less than 0.3 meters above the tide level for the coasts of a bunch of different places. DPR of Korea, Guam, Marshall Islands, for example, Russia. Those are all less than 0.3 meters, less than a foot. Yeah. So currently, I'm looking. If you look at the Japan, you can actually look at their webs, the Japan Meteorological Agency. So again, I'm. This is the current. This right here is current. Oops. Trying to make it a little bigger for you. That's current right there, but that says up to 3 meters, and that says up to 3 meters. Where is the here? And you can actually see 0.4 meter observed, 0.5 meter. 0.5. Hey guys, that's the newest big one I think I've seen. Kujiko, current largest tsunami observed, 0.5 meter. 0.5 meters. It's about 1.5 feet. Okay. 0.3 meters. That's the actual one they observed there. So there has been a 0.5 meter tsunami wave observed about 10 minutes ago in Kujiko. That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one so far, right there, the one that my pointer is on. Kuji Port, 0.5 meters. According to NHK, that's also the biggest one right there so far. Half a meter. That's about 1.5 feet. Hey, thank you, by the way, to our moderators. We have Janet B. is moderating, Beth Mythical, Danny James. Thank you so much over there on YouTube. Thanks to Eric Smith. Eric Smith said there could be some buoy information in Alaska, Adak, Alaska. I'll have to check, although I don't know that it would reach it this fast, because that's a ways away. That's as you can see. So, but I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out. Nothing in terms of the forecast. Again, I don't see any Alaska listed on the less than 0.3 meters here, if I'm right. But one National Weather Service Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says 0.3 to 1 meters expected for some waves are possible for Japan, and then less than 0.3 meters for these other locations. Whereas the Japanese Meteorological Agency is saying that you could have tsunami waves up to 3 meters. And to repeat, there has been a 0.5 meter tsunami wave observed in Kujiko. I want to say a couple more quick thank yous to our moderators. I really appreciate it. We'll see if there's any bigger ones. Hopefully not. Good Luck Duck, Idaho Star, and Surly Dev are moderating over on Twitch. And we have moderating Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X. And thanks to our Facebook moderators as well. We have K. Lowry Body is moderating. Thank you. All right, hold on. Let me check a couple other sources here and see what I can find for you. Checking some Japanese sources as well. But the biggest I'm aware of so far is 0.5 meter. Yeah, 0.5 meter is the biggest one so far. In the last couple minutes, there have also been a couple others observed. About 10 minutes ago, there was a 0.2 meter one in Tomakomai East Port, and about 11 minutes ago, there was a 0.3 meter wave observed in Hachinohe Port. Let's refresh this. We're refreshing. You can see they have all these different markings of where they've been observed. That just says 0.3 meters there, 0.4 meters there, 0.2, 0.2 meters, 0.4, 0.3, and then what are these black ones? Oh, information pending. These down here, it says rise in water level, current largest tsunami observed, information pending. I guess they don't have measurements. And red here is tsunami warning. By the way, there's a purple color code. If you guys look in the lower right, see the lower right? It says there is a purple, which is major tsunami warning. There have not been any major tsunami warnings issued. See, there's no purple. We're on red and yellow. Red is tsunami warning, yellow is tsunami advisory. Kumaha says Japan is well prepared for tsunamis. Florida Man Racer talked about the maximum tsunami height back in 2011. Yeah, again, the 2011 tsunami, that earthquake was above 9. So that was way bigger than this one. Wikipedia says that the tsunami waves in 2011 may have reached heights of above 40 meters. But so far today, the biggest one, 0.5 meters. Let me check some sources, some other more Japanese sources, and see what they're reporting. According to TBS News Japan, they say there is power out in approximately 3,900 homes in Aomori Prefecture and approximately 300 homes in Awati Prefecture. This was a 7.6 earthquake off the coast. You can see the X there. I'm reading about some train services being suspended in Japan due to the earthquake. Yeah, a bunch of the Japanese outlets are reporting about this 0.5 meter tsunami. That's it right there, Kujiko, 0.5 meters. That's still the biggest one I've seen. Any damage or fires reported? I haven't seen any reports of huge damage. I will keep an eye out. NTV News says no anomalies detected at the Higashidori nuclear power plant in Aomori. This I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. This happened off the east coast of Aomori Prefecture. And there is a nuclear plant there in Aomori Prefecture, but no anomalies, no issues, nothing going wrong detected there. Oh, what is this? I just got saw a post from Nerve. So, NERV, which is a Japanese emergency agency, just posted. They said a tsunami has been newly observed offshore. That's interesting, guys. Let me see if I can get you that information from offshore. They just posted that. They said a tsunami, it can be a series of waves. So they just said a tsunami has been newly observed offshore. Okay, let's see. Any of these new? 23, 23, 23. Oh, that must be it. Is that it right there? Initial tsunami, well, that was 17 minutes ago. Down here, it says initial tsunami arrival time was 17 minutes ago, and current largest tsunami observed down there is tiny. I don't know if that's the one they're talking about, though. But you can see initial tsunami arrival time up here was about 45 minutes ago. Initial tsunami arrival time down here was about 18 minutes ago. Let me show you something about the earthquake. We haven't even talked about the earthquake specifically. Let me just show you something about that. Hang on a moment. Sorry, there's a little noise, a little construction going on outside, so you might hear a little noise right now. I'm sorry. Here is something about the actual earthquake. If you give me 2 seconds here, where is my USGS link? What happened to that? I'm going to have to save that again. I don't know where that went. So you can see 7.6. 7.6. And that happened about an hour and 15 minutes ago. There has been a 5.5 aftershock there. And then if we click on this, 7.6. Now, according to their estimate of damage, this is positive news, estimated fatalities between 0 and 1. That's the lowest level. Estimated economic losses, 35% chance between 1 and 10 million US dollars, 33% chance, 10 and 100 million US dollars. 12% chance more than that, 17% between 0 and 1 million US dollars. And then if you look here at the population, look at this. They said that 301,000 people were in the very strong shaking area. 1.2 million in strong shaking area. Overall, the population in this region resides in structures that are resistant to earthquake shaking, though vulnerable structures do exist. The predominant vulnerable building types are adobe block and unreinforced brick with mud construction, but overall, the population resides in structures that are resistant to earthquake shaking. Lola says, I was in a 7.0 and it caused massive damage. Yeah, I mean, earthquakes significantly less than this can cause very significant damage depending on how resistant the structures are. I have not heard about huge damage in Japan from this. I will wait and see. Now, so far, the biggest tsunami wave reported is still 0.5 meters. That is still the biggest I am seeing. Now, why am I not seeing the actual measurements? What did I do? Yellow is observed tsunamis off the coast. What happened with the... I should be able to see the... observed ones on the coast. I could see them before. Where did they go? But their official forecast is that you could have up to 3 meters tsunami waves in the red areas. But we haven't seen that yet. Oh, there. Here is their map with the observed tsunamis. Right there. Oh, I see. I guess these, see where it's the yellow and the black? These rectangles are all observed tsunami waves. So the higher the rectangle is, the higher the tsunami. 0.4 meters, 0.3 meters, 0.2 meters, 0.2 meters, 0.4 meters. And that's the biggest one right there, 0.5 meters. Cristiano says, Japan has extremely good buildings. Oh, there was a second 0.5 meters observed somewhere. I'm just seeing that right now from NHK World. There has been a second 0.5 meters tsunami observed somewhere. Now you can see what's happening down here is the waves are getting detected further south. And like down here, these two detections, this one was about 28 minutes ago. It says tiny. This one was about 20 minutes ago. It says tiny. Our viewer, X1 Heavy, says Japan builds to quake code fairly well. Yeah, I know they prepare for earthquakes there because they get a bunch of them. Has there been another update yet from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center? I don't believe so. In case you missed it, the National Weather Service Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, they said tsunami waves reaching 0.3 to 1 meters above the tide level are possible for some coasts of Japan. But the Japanese Meteorological Agency is saying some parts of Japan could get up to 3 meters tsunami waves. And less than, they also said, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, less than 0.3 meters above the tide level for coasts of these various places. That'd be about less than 1 foot. So again, so far, 2.5 meters tsunamis waves have been observed so far, which is 1.5 feet. Oops, hold on a second here. You can see they say tsunami warnings are currently in effect for coastal regions of Japan. Also, the maximum seismic intensity for this earthquake was 6 upper. So this is the map of the earthquake and seismic intensity information. This is interesting, actually. So I don't know if I can get this all on the screen for you. Here, look. So they have this this shaking scale. Hold on, I'll show you. See right there? And it says, and 7 is the highest level on the scale. But there was, some parts of Japan did get to 6 upper shaking. See right there? Amori Ken Sampachi Kamikita. I'm saying that wrong, Kamikita. But that area with the dark red here, they experienced, I believe that's a shaking scale. Of the second highest level. Yeah, the ground shaking, that is the ground shaking scale. And again, 6 upper is the second highest level on the scale. And that red area, that dark red area or dark purple or whatever it is, closest to the epicenter, they got 6 upper shaking. So that's pretty intense shaking. Again, that is the second highest level on the scale. According to Wikipedia has an article on that Japanese scale, and they say 6 upper means standing or moving is only possible by crawling. People may be thrown through the air. Most unsecured furniture shifts or topples. Wall tiles and windows are highly likely to fail. Unreinforced concrete block walls would collapse. Low earthquake resistant houses are likely to lean or collapse with that kind of shaking. Larger cracks are possible in more resistant houses. So, I mean, there could have certainly been significant damage in here. But that was the most shaking was in this area here. Our viewer Paul M says, I'm currently in Mito, northeast of Tokyo. A few big waves, but nothing much to panic about here where Paul is. So again, that's the shaking, earthquake shaking map there. Seismic intensity map. So I'm checking the reports from Japan, and I am still seeing nothing above 0.5 centimeters. Oh, look, we have some more readings here, I think. Okay, that was 0.5 centimeters. We knew about that. That's 0.4 centimeters. Where's the other 0.5? 0.3. There it is. Hey, I found that this is a new 0.5. So this was, although I guess it was a while ago. Well, I don't know, because the initial tsunami time there was, I think, over an hour ago. But the current largest, so I don't know when this was observed, but the largest, in Urakawa, they got a 0.5 centimeter tsunami wave. So those are the two biggest right now. Urakawa, 0.5, sorry, 0.5, not 0.5 centimeters, 500 centimeters, 0.5 meters, 0.5 meters. So they got a half-meter one, about 1.5 feet height in Urakawa, and then there was one over here, Kujiko. Those are the two biggest, right there and right there. Unsurprisingly, close to the epicenter. So 2 half-meter tsunami detections. The earthquake, you can see up on the top left, was at 11:15 Japan time. It's currently 12:42. The earthquake was about 90 minutes ago. I'm sorry, my brain stopped working. A meter is 100 centimeters. And 1,000 millimeters, correct? So obviously it's not 500 centimeters. It would be 50 centimeters. Thanks to the chat for correcting me. My brain had stopped working. I apologize for that. So yes, half a meter, 50 centimeters, 500 millimeters, I believe. But we've seen 2 observations of half a meter waves. Sorry for my brain stopping working. One in Kujiko, one in Urakawa. Thanks, CJ Lars, for your support. I am Charlie, Fred Flintstone, Jason Din, California. Yeah, and I will say that so far, so the official forecast is still the same. You can see that red is still there. There is a tsunami warning in those parts of Japan with the red. It still says estimated maximum tsunami height 3 meters, but we haven't seen anything close to that yet. But that red, you can see that red warning area is still active. I do not have any live cams at the moment. I don't believe that I can show you. I don't know that you'd see anything super huge on the live cameras, given that the biggest waves that have been observed are 1.5 feet. But I don't have anything. If I get anything, I'll certainly put it on the air for you. Where is the? Try to get you some more updates from Japan itself. Japan's NERV agency account, Japan's NERV warning system says, or NERV emergency alert system says, about 10,000 people have been evacuated in Otsuchi Town, Owati Prefecture, due to the tsunami warning. Otsuchi Town. Let me show you where that is. I need to pull up a map for that one. Give me a moment here. I need to pull up a map. Otsuchi Town. They just posted that right now. All right, I found it. Otsuchi Town. Here, hold on. I'm going to show you where this is. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Otsuchi. So Otsuchi is, it's where the red is down here. Hang on. So about 10,000 people have been ordered evacuated from Otsuchi, a town in Owati Prefecture on the coast, right here. There was a 0.1 meter wave observed down here. Hey, thank you, Jen Teal, for your support. I really appreciate it, Jen Teal, and also Harper Ann and JB. And thanks to Oxytropis for your support on Twitch, and I7 Andy and Flaps15, and Brainstorm Warning. Right, give me a moment here. Oh, you know, and there's some other evacuations orders as well. So about 6,000 people were ordered evacuated in Mutsu City. So there have been a number of multiple cities where they told people to evacuate. Mutsu is here. There's Mutsu, I believe. Yeah, that's up here. So about 6,000 people were evacuated there. NHK is reporting that in Amori City, there's a possible fire near a nursery school, and they're checking for a connection with the earthquake. That's in Amori, Japan, up here. Jason Bewley says, you ever heard the alerts sound odd? Thanks, Jason. I think there was a video floating around that I don't have the rights to of some sirens going off. The Tohoku Electric Power Network Co. says about 500 households in Amori Prefecture and approximately 300 households in Owati Prefecture are experiencing outages. Mick Hedge says, I heard sirens on live channels. So the official warning is still, hold on. Official warning is still in effect. And this is the latest tsunami observed here. 0.5 meters there, 0.2 meters, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. I like that they have this map. Black is information pending. Now, there has not, if you look down here, if you look at the bottom here, so a purple rectangle would be more than 3 meters. And then a red rectangle would be 3 meters or less. We have not seen, there are no red rectangles. Red is 1 to 3 meters. So we've seen no more than 3 meter rectangles and no 1 to 3 meter rectangles. We've only seen yellow and blue and black rectangles, which is good. Hebrew Jerusalem Prince says, talk to my cousin stationed in Yokota Air Force Base near Tokyo. He said he felt it and it lasted for less than a minute. Thanks, Hebrew Jerusalem Prince, for your support. You know what I can do? I can pull up on ESMC. I can pull up some people right into EMSC, and they share their observations of it. So if we go to EMSC right here, I need to pull this one up for you. Let's see here. 7.6. Hokkaido. Testimonies. So this is EMSC website. It's a earthquake website, EMSC. So you can see this tells you people write in and they talk about what they felt, and you can see how far away. So 77 kilometers from epicenter. Nothing broken, but lots of shaking. Big shake on 7th floor of hotel, about 100 miles away. About 130 miles away, big felt the building shook for a minute. This person's about 130 miles away, or 140 miles away. Shook my bunk bed where I thought someone was shaking it. Again, a similar distance here. It started slow, like someone was shaking the room, but built into a significant one where my building was entirely shaking. It's about 150 miles away. It eased, but there were still slight tremors for about another minute. This person said very long shaking. This person about 150 miles away said it was a little shake, lasted about 10 seconds. Some of these people are further away. This person in Russia, about almost 300 miles away, said it woke me up, small things dropped. Oh, I think, you know what they do with these testimonies? They have the closest ones first. Closest in distance first. So those are a few testimonies. And then do they have also here felt reports? I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show this to you. It's not that many. Are there more on the USGS site? Well, anyways, what you can see on this one is EMSC reports. Maybe a lot of people don't. Maybe in Japan, a lot of people use some Japanese site and not the EMSC. But they had a yellow up here. Again, according to the Japanese government, one area got 6 upper shaking, which is the second highest level of ground shaking on their seismicity scale, if I have that right. I was showing you that before. Right there. There it is. Oops. For some reason, I see. Yeah, so there is, you can see it says, this is the Japanese ground shaking scale intensity, basically, and 7 is the most, and 6 upper is the second most. In this area here, got 6 upper. So that's intense shaking there. There's only one level higher than that. All right, anything more on the tsunami wave of observations? Let's see. Looks like latest tsunami warning. The warnings are still in effect, those red areas. They say tsunami height estimated maximum of 3 meters, but the biggest we've seen so far is 0.5 meter. Latest tsunami information, anything new? 0.5 meters right there, 0.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.4, 0.3, 0.5 there. There was a 0.2 down here meters, down here. But those are the biggest so far. So hopefully nothing bigger than that, but we'll see. Oopsie. That all got messed up. Yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have, that there's nothing bigger. Those 2 0.5s are the biggest ones. Those 2 0.5 meter ones are the biggest ones so far. Nothing bigger than that in terms of the observed tsunami waves. According to NTV News Japan, 7-Eleven, which is big in Japan, I believe, said no major damage confirmed to customers or employees. Again, 7-Eleven in Japan says no major damage confirmed to customers or employees. Well, that's good. Oh, I also got an update. I got an update from the Fire and Disaster Management Agency. Can I translate this? I'd like to translate this. Hold on a moment. Let's see if I can translate this. Maybe like Gemini can, maybe AI can translate this. Translate this. Let's see how it does. It's thinking. AI is thinking. I gave it the PDF from the Fire and Disaster Agency. It's still thinking. Oh, I got it. Look, it worked. All right, let's look at this. This is the translation of the document I just saw online. Damage in response of fire departments due to the earthquake. Fire and Disaster Management Agency. This is from Gemini AI. Earthquake happened about an hour and 45 minutes ago, about 11:15. Okay, tsunami warnings issued. Human casualties and residential damage under confirmation. Status of fire incidents under confirmation. Damage to critical infrastructure. No damage reported at this time. Other. No information from fire departments, etc. No damage reported at this time. That's good. Evacuation orders. In Hokkaido, about 23,000 people. 67,000 people in Iwate Prefecture. Total 90,000 persons evacuated. If I'm reading this right. Okay. So they're still getting information in, but something that's encouraging is it says, as you just saw, This is the latest, I believe it's the latest, from the Fire and Disaster Management Agency, and they say no damage to critical infrastructure reported at this time. Doesn't look like any big damage reported yet. No reports of casualties and human and residential damage, but that's under confirmation. And so far, status of fire incidents under confirmation. All right, there you go. Oh yeah, this report was from 30 minutes ago, or from 29 minutes ago. There you go. That was from, so thanks to Gemini AI for the translation. Oops, we got to go. Uh-oh, I somehow activated my phone. One of our viewers said there was an aftershock. Let me go to EMSC. The last one they have for Hokkaido, they say 49 minutes ago there was one, or unless somebody felt one right now. The last one in Hokkaido region they have listed here is 49 minutes ago. How about USGS? There was a 5.5 they have, but that happened about 18 minutes after the earthquake. 4.8 now. Some of our viewers are saying there was a 4.8 now. Let me see if I can get any more information about that. So that's what our viewers are saying in the chat. Oh, 4.7. I just saw it from Nerve Japan. 3 minutes ago, there was a 4.7 that just got reported, guys. 4.7. Aftershock, it looks like, about 3 minutes ago. No further update at this point. Same threat warning from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They are saying that some parts of Japan could get up to a 1 meter tsunami. Highest we've seen so far is 0.5 meters. Earthquake information. Oh, there's a 3.9 that just happened. Look, no. That was earlier. That was a while ago. The 3.9. How can I get the latest? Do they have a list of them here? Well, I saw the report online about the 4.7 about 5 minutes ago. Oopsie, hold on. That should be off. Any new tsunami? These are the latest tsunami measurements. Anything above 0.5? I see a 0.5 there. I see a 0.4. I see a 0.3. I see a 0.5 there. 0.5 is the biggest. You have to change to earthquake map. Yeah, I am on earthquake. But I don't know where to get... Let's see. What is this one? There's somewhere on the site probably lists all the earthquakes. That's the thing I can't figure out. Anyways, I have other sources for the earthquakes on this, but looking at the tsunami information, nothing. I've seen nothing above half a meter, guys. Half a meter is still the biggest we've seen. That is the biggest. I'm just checking for updates here. To repeat, the shaking was quite intense. Some parts of Japan had the second highest. They had 6 upper shaking on the intensity scale, which is the second highest level of shaking on their intensity scale. So I'm checking some of the things people have sent me as well. Abby Asmin recommends the Quake Feed app. That's from Abby Asmin. Thank you. Thanks also Blop Jones for being a member. And Victoria Neeson. Possum Smile says, not a major disaster. That's a good thing. I'll take it. Well, so far, definitely. We haven't heard any kind of huge damage so far. And again, biggest tsunami waves, 0.5 meters. Have yet to see anything bigger than that. If you missed it, USGS said there were 271,000 people in very strong shaking area. So this is the Japan seismicity scale? Seismicity, right? The Japan shaking scale is a bit different than the USGS one. USGS one shaking has 1 to 10. But according to the USGS, basically the strongest shaking people would have felt, it looks like to me, is 7 level shaking out of 10. Very strong. 271,000 people, and then 1.2 million strong. One of our viewers said there were more evacuees than he or she thought. About 100,000 reported. Now, I don't know if everybody leaves. I don't know if, I can't speak to that, but there was about 100,000 people evacuated or ordered evacuated. As one of our viewers just said, it's called the Shindo scale. Jesse said that. Jesse Davin. You can read about that here. Japan Meteorological Agency Seismic Intensity Scale. That categorizes the intensity of local ground shaking caused by earthquakes. And again, some areas were at 6 upper. Still no further updates yet from the Pacific Tsunami Warning System. I can tell you that NHK Japan says no problems reported so far at nuclear plants. There is your latest tsunami map with the rectangles are all observed tsunamis, but the biggest so far, 0.5 meters. TV Asahi News had a picture of glass and concrete fragments in Aomori Prefecture, close to where the epicenter is. There, it looks like some windows broke there. There is going to be some sort of press conference coming up, I guess. According to NERV, they just said there's going to be a press conference from the Cabinet Office and Japan Meteorological Agency. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, I got some video. I got some live video. I got some live video from Japan. Hold on a second. Look at this, guys. We got live video from Japan. I got to make it bigger for you, though. This is Miyagi Prefecture. That's Miyagi Prefecture. Which includes Sendai. I'd like to show you where that is. Hold on, I'll show you where that is. So Miyagi is here. See my pointer? It says Miyagi Prefecture there. This video is from Miyagi Prefecture. Right there. I don't know if it's going to be that exciting for you to look at, but there it is. And then there's supposed to be a press conference. Oh, hold on. There's supposed to be a press conference coming up. Which I assume is going to be in Japanese. But I will put it on the screen for you. How about that? How about that? I'll put it on the screen for you. Give me a moment. I need a moment to get it on the screen for you. Wow. Wow, guys, look at this. Look at this. Oops. The Japan Meteorological Agency is going to be holding a press conference. By the way, in Miyagi Prefecture, they have had, well, it looks like to me there was a 0.2 meter tsunami wave there. I might be able to get a translate for you because I might be able to have a text translation I can read during this press conference. So we'll check out this. We'll check out the press conference. The press conference is going to be in Tokyo. No, the captions are not my choice. I think I know why the automatic captions aren't on. This is going to sound, well, at least for YouTube, I know. So I have them, It depends on the platform. I think Facebook might put the captions on, but automatically. I have them turned on for YouTube. But on YouTube, if you have latency not normal, I don't want to have latency normal because then there's this big delay between when you guys type stuff in the chat and when I see it. But if you have low latency, which is what I have, the automatic captions don't work. I wish they would fix that. That's the problem, as I understand it. One of our viewers said BNO News reported there was some injured from this. Well, I'll have to look and see. There is a press conference coming up. Oh, hold on. Let me turn the volume up on the press conference. Volume up. To translate, if I have the live translation. Hold on. I'll offer some translation as he's talking, but I need to put my headphones on. Everything's falling apart. I can't get my headphones in.
まずはご説明お願いします。
はい、それでは説明いたします。令和7年12月8日23時
Okay, that's a
15
live
分頃
press
の
conference.
青森県東方沖の地震について説明いたします。
Let me
次の
turn
ページ
that
お願いいた
down.
します。まず最初に現在津波警報を発表しております。津波警報ですが、北
He's
海道
talking
太平洋
about
沿
the
岸中部
tsunami
青
warnings,
森
I
県太平洋
believe.
沿岸岩手県この3つの予報区に対して発表しております。この津波警報を発表している予報区につきましては、直ちに沿岸部や川沿いにいる人はすぐに高いところに避難をしてください。また、すでに避難をしている方については避難の継続をお願いいたします。現在、津波警報を発表しているのはこの北海道太平洋沿岸中部、青森県太平洋沿岸。
We've been looking at that map. We've been looking at that
またこ
map.
のほか津波注意報をその周辺の予報区にも発表しております。次のページお願いします。地震ですが、この地震で
He's talking about the earthquake,
震度6強は青森県というふうになっております。
and how intense it was. We've also shown you that map, by the way. This is the earthquake. I believe that is the earthquake intensity map, shaking intensity, which we have been showing you. He's saying there's a danger of landslide and possible damages. Talking about possible damage and danger after the earthquake now. He's also saying there could be a strong aftershock, so something to be careful about. There could even be a stronger earthquake, he says. Okay. No, I'm looking at a translation myself. He's talking about the tsunami warning now. And again, that map is one that we have been looking at on the so it's the red on that map is the tsunami warning area. I think he's basically going over, the map we've been looking at of the tsunami warning and the tsunami advisory area. He says, hold on. He's talking about the estimated time of arrival now for tsunamis. Some of them have already reached, as we know. He's talking about how some areas have already gotten tsunamis, and this is just the warning telling people what to do. Certain areas you should go to higher ground. Telling people not to go into the ocean. He's saying there could be a second and third wave of tsunami waves he's talking about that could be higher than the initial first wave. So he says keep evacuating, those who are evacuating. And look, now he's showing you the observed heights. You'll see This is what we've been talking about this. In the yellow, those are the observed heights of the waves. And as we have been reporting to you, you can see the biggest one is half a meter, 0.5 meters. This is just what we've been talking about. There's actually been 2.5s observed, but as you can see there, nothing bigger than a 0.5 meters. These are the observed tsunami waves. Right there.
観測される恐れもありますので、先ほど申し上げました通り、避難の継続を引き続きお願いしたいと考えております。次のページお願いいたします。
All right. Now he's talking about tsunami waveforms, which I personally know nothing about. He's showing tsunami. I guess these are. I think one of these he's pointing out was the half-meter tsunami wave observed. So these are different. Again, I can't scientifically tell you what's going on. But he described these as tsunami waveforms. Oh, you can actually see it says 0.50. It says 50 centimeters. See, 50 centimeters. Maybe that's just the height difference in the waves.
次のページです。こちらの津波波形図。
Yeah, I don't know Japanese. I'm reading a translation.
GNSS 波浪計というものが沖合に設置されておりま
して、I wish I did know
その観測波形となっております。岩手釜石沖、宮城金華山沖。
I think he's talking about, you can see it says 10 centimeters at the bottom. So I think, again, these are some more wave readings in different areas.
だいたい10センチぐらいの変動があるんですが、10センチ以上の変動があるんですが、これは沖合で観測したものでして、これが沿岸に伝わるところでは沿岸に伝わる頃になります。
And he has said that the wave height. Oh, I think those maybe were in the water. And he's saying the actual height could be higher when it reaches the coastline. I think some of the ones he was just showing us were waves observed in the water. Okay, you can see here, he's saying, this is earthquake information, it looks like. A 7.6 earthquake. 50 kilometers depth. That's why it says 50 kilometers there. Okay. I think the 6, those are the intensity readings, I believe, right there. The 6 upper was the biggest intensity reading. Yes, so he's talking about the intensity of the earthquake. He's going over the information about the 7.6 earthquake. He's talking about now the... Hold on a second here. He's talking about warnings, tsunami warnings, talking about people being urged to go to higher ground. Please stay in a safe space. I think he's basically reading what people are supposed to do in the tsunami warning area. That's what he's talking about right now. So far, it seems like it's been pretty straightforward, just going over the data that's been observed and the warnings. It's talking again about how there could be another earthquake that's similar in intensity or even bigger. He's saying prepare for possible additional earthquakes. Do not let your guard down. There could be, again, just talking about it's possible you could get another earthquake after.
また、北海道三陸沖後発地震注意情報についてなんですが、現在、北海道三陸沖後発地震注意情報につきましては、
kind of similar to like feels like a national hurricane center one briefing, what that would be like in the U.S. about a hurricane. Kind of just going over the basic information, a lot of it. Then what is this now? Yeah, I think this would be the. This looks to me like the shake map. Yeah, they have an intensity scale for ground shaking that goes up to 7, and he's talking about the shaking now, because 7 is the highest level of shaking. In this upper 6, that maroon color was the highest observed. And look, now I think he's showing you what the different levels of shaking do on the intensity scale. And he's talking about it. It shows you, the pictures are showing you on the different levels of the scale what happens for people and for damage in different places. But that the highest one was upper 6. One of our viewers said anime warnings. Now what is this here?
緊急地震速報の発表状況ですが、まず警報都合3回ほど。
He's talking about earthquake early warning.
地震の検知から 4.1 秒後に最初の警報が出しております。その後、範囲が広がる。警報の範囲。
I think he's talking about the warnings that they issued before.
都合3回ほど緊急地震速報を発表しているといった状況となっております。次のページが具体的なものとなっております。これが第3報を発表した時点での緊急地震速報の警報の発表状況です。
This is a meteorological agency who is Japanese meteorological agency giving this briefing. Now this
地震の発生場所、この赤い丸がついておりますが、これが今回の地震の発生した場所となっています。
Are these aftershocks? Is he talking about aftershocks now? I'm trying to figure out. I think these might be the aftershocks, guys.
こういう形で現在地震が分布している。
Somebody who knows, I think so.
はい、次のページです。発生場所の詳細となります。今回の地震、この赤丸で記したところとなっております。で、ここ断面図の方を見ますと、
Now, right now, I think he's talking, yeah, well, actually, no. He's comparing, those are older earthquakes. He's talking about older earthquakes in the region. Look, 6.4, 2001, 6.3, 2018. So right now, it looks like he's talking about strong earthquakes that have happened in the area. That's what it looks like.
現在精査中ですので、現時点ではまだ確定しておりません。次のページお願いいたします。はい、震源周辺における規模の近い地震の続発事例についてです。今回
My translation, the broadcast I was looking at that was doing translation, they cut away from the they cut away from the translation. I don't even have a translation anymore. So we're on our own now for translation. 1943年青森県東北で発生したマグニチュード 7.1 の Hey, by the way, let me just show you real quick. I do have video. Well, it's not particularly interesting. Let me just see what he says. Let me. I can cut to the. There's the live shot. That's not Tokyo. That's Miyagi Prefecture. That is Miyagi Prefecture. Just to show you that. You can see a boat there. Again, that is Miyagi Prefecture. We'll go back to that after.
はい、次のページです。周辺で想定されている海溝型地震という形で、こちら文部科学省の海溝型地震の長期評価の概要となっております。今回発生した場所ですが、ここの青森県東方沖および
My guess is that that kind of looks like a arrival time chart. When, but I might be wrong.
7.0 から 7.5 程度、もしくはこの一つ上のプレート環境大地震のこの
This I don't know.
いずれかに該当するものと思っております。
Oh, is the 9 point? Is he talking about past earthquakes? Is that 9.0 the 2011 one, maybe? Just a guess.
最後です。発表した情報などについてこのようなところでリンクがありますので適宜ご参照いただきたいと思っております。はい、説明につきましては以上です。
I think he's taking questions now.
今、冬の寒い夜ということ中で避難されている方が、いらっしゃると思うんですけれども、今回のような場所でこの規模の地震が起きた場合、警戒が必要になる期間がどれぐらいになりそうかというのと、今後、警報、注意報に切り替える判断の基準ですとか、それがいつ頃になりそうなのかという見通しを可能な範囲で教えていただけますでしょうか。
はい、波形図見せていただいていいですか。はい、現在、津波の波形図、このような形となっております。で、まだ、津波ですが、津波警報を発表している地域については避難をされていると思うんですが、
Oh, I have an update. Sorry, I got to cut in with an update. I got to cut with it. Hey guys, there has been a new biggest tsunami observed. A new tsunami observation 20 minutes ago, a 70 centimeter, 0.7 meters, which is about 2 feet, observed at Kuji Port. I bet we can see it on our map here. So, new biggest tsunami issue observed. I'm just seeing that right now, about 20 minutes ago, and it was a 0.7. I can show you on the map. I'm going to show you on the map right now. Check it out. So this is, there's Japan right here. Okay, there's Japan. There's the earthquake here, the 7.6. And look at this. 0.7 meters. 0.7 meters, Kujiko. That was observed about 20 minutes ago, about a 2-foot-high tsunami wave. So that's the new biggest one right there, 0.7 meters. That is the biggest one that was observed. It's interesting, biggest one, and that's coming well after the earthquake. It's about 2 hours after the earthquake. So it looks like maybe that was the second. When they say, they say that the second or the additional waves of tsunamis can be higher than the first. Well, this was the highest one, just got observed about 20 minutes ago. 0.7 meters, about 2 feet, the new highest observation of a tsunami from this earthquake. As one of our viewers said, Victoria, the official forecast in Japan is warning you could get up to 3-meter tsunamis, but we haven't seen that. National Weather Service in the U.S. is saying they think that Japan could get up to 1-meter tsunamis. Infected says, hopefully that's the highest it gets. That is the highest we have seen, 0.7 meters. So I wanted to update you on that. Let's go back quickly to the... here's the press conference is still going on. I think he's talking there about other big earthquakes over the years in that area.
同程度の規模の地震に注意していただきたいと思っております。でまた、今回と同じような規模の地震がありましたら、もちろん、津波の可能性もありますので、そういう形で注意していただきたいと思っております。
Was there another earthquake or aftershock? I got to look this up.
震度6強が観測されたのはいつ以来でしょう
か。はい、全国で震度6強以上を観測したのは2024年1月1日の石川県能登地方の地震、それ以来となっております。でまた青森県で震度6強を観測したのは今回が初めてとなっております。計測震度計を展開した1996年10月以降になりますが、その時から見て初めてのケースとなります。
はい、ありがとうございます。
すいません、フジテレビの加藤と申します。夜での避難がついていると思いますが、改めてこういった夜間での避難の際の注意点などの呼びかけ。
So Kuji, Japan got a 0.7 meter tsunami.
防災上の留意事項のところ。 はい、まず、津波の、現在津波警報を発表しておりますので、津波に対する、備えを津波に対する避難を行っていただ継続していただきたいと思っています。
I think I'm going to go away
こ
from
こに書いてあり
this,
ます通り、
and I'm going to go to the live shot we have from Miyagi Prefecture. Let me show you the live shot from Miyagi Prefecture. Right there. That is from Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. People were asking for a live shot. Hang on a moment here. Give me one moment, please. Thanks for your patience. So 0.7 meter tsunami wave observed in Kuji, Japan. Hang on, I got to reset my chat window here. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. But that's the big. That's hold on. Give me a moment. Now I'm hearing two of myself. That's the biggest that I'm aware of so far. Hey, a quick thank you to AZ Intel's dad. That's so nice of you. And also Red Squirrel, thank you. Also Cynthia Moon and Crypto King are members. Thank you to Space Fraggle. I've never been to Japan. I would love to go. Thank you, Space Fraggle. And thank you, Cynthia Moon, one of our moderators too. I got to thank our moderators too. Thanks, Janet B, for the memberships as well. Let me shout out our moderators. We have moderating right now Janet B, Beth Mythical, Ruth, Cynthia Moon. I really appreciate it. Also on Twitch, we have moderating Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, LB Prairie Dawn, Idaho Star, I Got That Fire, and Surly Dev. Thank you. And speaking of Twitch, thanks to Spencer Biohazard for subscribing and Oxytropus for your support. And also thanks to Kay Lowry Body moderating on Facebook, and Shannon Davis Hughes, and Margaret Riley, thank you, and Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X, thank you. And also thanks Sharon Klassen Goslin and Christy Claft for subscribing, and Diane Allworth and Martha Crawford for subscribing over there, and Susan Priest-Buchner for subscribing on Facebook, and Jennifer Ellers. All right, so the current status of things is that there was about 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, there was a 7.6 earthquake off the coast of Japan. Oh, and there was a 5.0 aftershock about 40 minutes ago. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you here. But you can see that's from the USGS. The big blue dot is the 7.6 right there. Hold on. I'm confusing myself. The press conference is over, by the way. Hold on. So the 7.6 earthquake happened, and then the Japanese government issued a tsunami warning for parts of Japan, and also tsunami advisory. And the tsunami warning is still in effect. It's in those red areas. And the official warning says there could be tsunami waves of up to 3 meters. Although, according to the U.S. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, they say that the tsunami waves in Japan could be up to 1 meter. But the Japanese government says up to 3 meters. And so far, the biggest observed one has been 0.7 meters, about a half hour ago, in Kuji. 0.7 meters. That's about 2 feet. It's actually over 2 feet. That's in Kuji there. And there's been some 0.5s. There's a 0.5 meter there, about 1.5 feet in Urakawa. But the biggest one I've seen is that one right there, Kuji. Our viewer Synegils says Japan's infrastructure is built for this. So, and then here is a live shot from Miyagi Prefecture. And just to show you where Miyagi Prefecture is, there is the earthquake right there, the X. Miyagi Prefecture is here. They're under tsunami advisory. Estimated maximum height of 1 meter there. So giving you a little live shot of Japan right there. And but so far, fortunately, have not heard of major damage from this earthquake. And the biggest tsunami wave, 0.7 meters reported. See what else I can find for you here. I don't think this video has audio on it. Take my headphones off. NHK reports no abnormalities reported at any nuclear power plants in Japan. No abnormalities at any nuclear power plants in Japan. TBS News Japan reports that there have been emergency calls in Hokkaido and Aomori prefectures, reporting power lines hanging down and some building walls collapsing. I have not heard about any kind of like major building collapses or anything. NHK is showing some footage of some damage from a building where it looks like some windows broke and there's some glass and concrete on the ground. Oh, and somebody had mentioned that B&O was saying there were some injuries reported. Is that true? B&O posted a video of some shaking. Oh, that's interesting. I'll post a link in the chat. B&O News posted a video of shaking in a TV station. I just posted the link to that in the chat. Shaking in a TV station. B&O News also said at least 5 people reported injured. Let me see if I can get any updates about injuries. Give me a moment here. Oh, the camera, the camera switched. Is there a fire or something? What is this? Why did the camera switch? Hey, there's a fire. We have a live shot of a fire somewhere. Look at this. Whoa. The camera just switched. That seems to be a fire somewhere. Look, something's burning. Is this... It says, I don't know, they clearly switched. I don't know where this is in Japan. Hope things are okay there. It's not, I don't know if this is still Miyagi Prefecture. Reuters hasn't updated the location. But there is a fire. I mean, it doesn't have to be related to the earthquake, but maybe it is. This is somewhere in Japan. Jesse Davin thinks it's in Amori City. I'm waiting for Reuters to officially update where the location of this is. They have not. This is the northeastern coast of Japan, they say. But I don't know for sure. They just switched it over, so I'll have to wait and see what they say about the location. Give me one moment here. I don't think there is sound on this because I have the sound turned on. Further live coverage is expected. Further live coverage is expected. We lost the picture from the fire. Remember, some parts of Japan close to the epicenter got upper 6 level shaking, which is the second highest level of shaking on their intensity scale. Hey, thanks so much to Jim Schneeberger, 3385. That's so nice of you, Jim Schneeberger. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that. And also Captain Jerry Donnelly. Captain Jerry Donnelly says there is a U.S. Air Force Misawa Air Base there near the epicenter. Yeah, it's not far. If you look over here, you can see there is there's Japan Air Self-Defense Base, Misawa Air Base, according to Google Maps. Let me go to, hold on. If we can get video of the fire back, as soon as I get live footage back, I'll put it up. I'll put it back up on the. I'll put it up on the screen for you. Here's the latest tsunami warning map. Tsunami warning still in effect in the red area. And there is the point. Where's the 0.7? There is the 0.7 meters tsunami wave that was observed. That's the biggest so far. 0.7. I'm not aware of one bigger than that. Let me check. I want to check some of the Japanese updates here from Japanese news. That's what I was going to do. And then we saw that video. Some of the railways had suspended operations in Japan. So what's happened also is there is an earthquake. NHK reports that the government is issuing an earthquake warning, which is when there is an earthquake of magnitude 7 or more in the Kuril Trench, Japan Trench, or surrounding areas, and it is determined that there is a relatively higher possibility of a major earthquake occurring than usual, they'll issue a warning. So they're letting people know that there could be a follow-up strong earthquake. That's what it sounds like. I'm reading that on NHK right now. The government says it is estimated globally that a magnitude 7 earthquake leads to a major magnitude 8 earthquake about once in 100 times. That's interesting. Again, I'm looking at this from NHK. It's a later earthquake warning. It's a warning for a follow-up earthquake that has been issued, I guess, or is going to be issued. NHK says there will be a late earthquake warning issued. And that's when they think there's a chance of a possibly even stronger earthquake. Not a huge chance, but I'm reading right now and it says globally it has been estimated that a magnitude 7 earthquake leads to a major magnitude 8 earthquake about once in 100 times. For a magnitude 9 earthquake, the chances are even lower. Right, as Sea Turtle says, the idea is it could be a foreshock. There have been several aftershocks that have happened so far. For example, on USGS, they have a 5.0 and a 5.5 listed up there, to name a couple of them. Austin Batman heard about a report of somebody hurt from his car falling in a hole. I'll have to check that, Austin. Thanks for letting me know. Give me a moment here. Oh, hold on. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a video. Why am I seeing fireworks? What video is that? There's a video showing fireworks. That looks like an old video. For some reason, I think there's an old video playing. You know, I need 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to take a 1 minute break myself. Hey, thank you, Captain Jerry Donnelly. Thanks, Captain Jerry Donnelly. I really appreciate your support. I need 1 minute here. Just give me 1 minute. We're going to continue our live coverage. I don't know if that's a live video or not, but I don't know why I'm seeing fireworks. I'll have to look that up. I need 1 minute. Oh, thank you also, Eliza Jane. That's really nice of you, Eliza Jane. Thank you. Thanks so much, Eliza Jane. Hey, guys. I think the video might be from Syria. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Guys, give me 1 minute, okay? I am coming back in 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll be right back. I know that was longer than a minute. I apologize. We did get the video back from Japan. We have the live video back from Japan. Hold on. I'm putting it on the screen for you right now. Let's see. Here. There it is. That's not the video of the fire. You know, some of our viewers thought that fire was near a nursery school. There was a fire reported, I talked about earlier, near a nursery school, possibly in Japan, but possibly from the earthquake. But I don't know if the fire we were looking at on the brief video of it was that fire. Anyways, this is Miyagi Prefecture. They're in tsunami advisory area. Crimson Dingo says, I saw someone earlier say it's a foreshock. Well, you don't know if it's a foreshock until you actually see if there's a larger earthquake after that. You won't know by definition. But NHK reports that the government in Japan is issuing an order for a later earthquake because there's a small possibility of a even stronger earthquake after. Late earthquake warning, they say. Yeah, Denim Donuts says foreshocks can only be known in hindsight. Let me see what other information we have here. If you give me a second. Oh, there's a new report from I got a new report from the Fire and Disaster Agency from a half an hour ago. So let's look at that. I'm going to put that on the screen for you. I'm going to have Gemini AI translate it, and then we're going to look at it. Give me a moment here. Hang on. I'm going to get on the screen for you right now. Oh, there's a press conference now? Hold on a second. Is there another one? I don't have access to the one on right now. I do not personally have a video. I think they may be talking about, I think on NHK they might be talking about the earthquake warning. Let's see. Hold on. So on NHK they're showing a press conference now. And I think what they're doing is announcing maybe the later earthquake warning. Let's see. I'm looking at it. But again, I do not have video of this one that I can show you. Well, they're talking about the earthquake that already happened, the 7.6. That happened at 11:15, almost 3 hours ago. They're talking about the tsunami warning and advisories they've issued. Right? They're talking about that. When I have a chance, I'm going to show you the new Fire and Disaster Management Agency update. On 2 a.m., they're talking about the possibility of subsequent earthquake. Yeah, it's an alert of a possibility of a megaquake with a higher than usual possibility. we're going to issue the alert. Yeah, so again, as I've been saying, they're issuing, from what I can tell, it's an alert just to let people know there's a chance of an even bigger earthquake. They're talking about it right now. I'm going to see if I can get it described as well. Hang on a moment, guys. Thanks for your patience as I pull this up. They're talking about percentages. Okay, hold on. I bet I can pull this up. They're talking about the possibilities. 1% possibility, I think they're saying, of an 8 or more. Actually, I'm going to translate that picture. Give me one moment here. Give me one moment. They're showing this percentages thing. Let me see if I can translate it on the fly. Again, I'm sorry, I don't have the video of that press conference, but there's a press conference right now. So they were showing this thing about percentages. I'm translating it. Okay. Okay, normally the possibility of a major earthquake occurring in the next week is 0.1%. But when the notice is issued, it's about 1%. I know they said that. I don't know what counts as major. But the idea is there's an elevated chance of a very strong earthquake occurring in the aftermath of this one, and they're giving a warning about it. Let me give you more details here. The possibility of a major earthquake occurring along the Kuril Trench and Japan Trench is relatively higher than usual. Now, one of our viewers said the warning is for a week. I'm not sure, so I'll try to get you more information about that. Actually, it should be there on the Japan Meteorological Agency page, I would think. I'll get you that. I'll get you the more details on that warning as soon as I can get the exact. I'm guessing there'll be a text of it somewhere. Yeah, as one of our viewers said earlier, we'd been talking about the tsunami warnings, but now there's a warning being issued of a higher than usual chance of a strong follow-up earthquake. So I'm trying to get you the latest on that. I would like you to get the text of the actual warning. That's what I would like to have. But they're announcing it now at a press conference. Kyoto News Japan reports, as the camera moves around in Miyagi Prefecture, Kyoto News reports that one person was hurt from a road collapse. NHK says there are some cracks in the ceiling at new Chitose Airport in Japan. This is a 1-week warning, I believe, according to TBS News, this new earthquake warning. Is that right? Yes, there is a higher than usual possibility of a new massive earthquake of magnitude 8 or higher occurring on the Pacific Ocean floor, from off the coast of Nemuro in Hokkaido to off the coast of Sanriku in the Tohoku region. If a new major earthquake were to occur in this region, a huge tsunami could reach the Pacific coast of Japan. That's according to TBS News Japan. So that's the nature of the new warning. Sue Hamilton says, is it unusual to have a warning like that? I think, from what I understand, I'm not positive, but in an article I saw, if the translation was right, it said that they had instituted this new warning system in 2022, and this was the first one. I think it's this relatively new type of warning they do. Our viewer Anon YHR said the 2011 earthquake had a similar foreshock 2 days prior. So I can tell you there was I'm looking it up right now. On Wikipedia it says that there was a 7.2 earthquake 2 days before the 9.0 or 9.1, I think it was, that caused the major tsunami in 2011. Thank you, William C., for your support. I really appreciate it, William C. And also Neostigma. Neostigma mentioned that there was a foreshock above 7 2 days before the 9 in 2011. Thank you, Neostigma, for your support. Who says Neo said there have been almost no aftershocks since the quake today. There have been several, making some of us think it's a foreshock. I mean, so I can tell you, according to USGS, there has been a 5.0 and a 5.5 aftershock. There was also a 3.8. If I'm getting that right. A 3.8. I'm looking at EMSC. EMSC says there's been a 3.8. I don't know if there are a 3.6 and a 3.9, but I don't know if there have been fewer aftershocks than normal or not. Thanks, Mystic, for your support. Thank you, Mystic, for your support. And for being a member. Thank you, Mystic. Trying to get you some more information about this new earthquake warning for an even bigger quake in Japan that has been issued. As we look at video from Miyagi Prefecture. Hang on one second. Reuters says Japan is one of the world's most earthquake-prone countries, with a tremor occurring at least every 5 minutes, located in the ring of fire of volcanoes and oceanic trenches, partly encircling the Pacific Basin. Japan accounts for about 1/5, 20% of the world's earthquakes of magnitude 6 or greater. The northeastern region of Japan suffered one of the country's deadliest earthquakes on March 11, 2011, when a 9.0 earthquake struck under the ocean off the coast of the northern city of Sendai. It was one of the most powerful ever recorded in Japan and set off a series of massive tsunami that devastated a wide swath of the Pacific coastline and killed nearly 20,000 people. The 2011 tsunami also damaged the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, leading to a series of explosions and meltdowns in the world's worst nuclear disaster for 25 years. Sue Hamilton says, I remember that horrific. Yeah, that was really, really terrible. Crimson Dingo says Japan has a fantastic earthquake warning system. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I have something from the Japan Meteorological Agency about this new earthquake warning. Give me a moment. Give me 1 moment here, and I will pull this up for you. Thanks for your patience. Hang on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I got a PDF, but I got to translate it. Okay. I'm getting the translation for the, I got the official alert about the possible follow-up earthquake. Well, that's not much. Let's try this one. It's all these Japanese PDFs. So I'm trying to get you translations of the Japanese PDFs. Okay, the Japanese Meteorological Agency says that the occurrence of the 7.6 earthquake today is considered to have relatively increased the possibility of a new large-scale earthquake in the assumed source area. If a new large-scale earthquake occurs, there's a possibility that a massive tsunami may arrive or strong shaking may occur. Although the possibility of a new large-scale earthquake is higher than usual, the probability is low, about 1 in 100 times, based on global examples. And I believe they're talking about eight or more, I believe. This information is not a prediction that a large-scale earthquake will definitely occur during a specific period. They believe the probability of a new large-scale earthquake, and I believe they're talking about 8 or more, is roughly 1 in 100. Okay, they're out of 1,477 cases of earthquakes that were magnitude 7 or more between 1904 and 2017 worldwide. 17 of them were followed by an aftershock following earthquake of 7.8 or greater within 500 kilometers of the epicenter within 7 days of the initial quake. So roughly speaking, they're saying that from 1904 to 2017, about 1% of the time that there was a 7.0 or more earthquake, it was followed within a week in the area nearby with a 7.8 or greater. They talk about how the 2011 9.0 quake occurred about 2 days after a 7.3 quake. And in 1963, there was an earthquake off of they say, Etorofu Island, which was an 8.5, and it occurred just about 18 hours after a 7.0 in 1963. Although the probability of a succeeding major earthquake is low, this new warning is issued to announce the relatively higher possibility of a new large-scale earthquake compared to normal times, in order to mitigate the devastating damage that would occur if a massive earthquake were to strike. So again, this warning means that the possibility of a large-scale earthquake is relatively higher than usual. It does not announce that a large-scale earthquake will definitely occur during a specific period. They're talking about an 8 or more. Okay, so that's that. Hopefully you understand the nature of this alert they have issued. And about the tsunami, let's just get you updated on this. There is still a tsunami warning for part of Japan. In terms of the actual tsunami observations, I don't know that there's been one higher than 0.7. Let's see. That, I believe, is the biggest one still. Right there, there was a 0.7 meter tsunami wave measured at Kuji, Japan. That, I believe, is the biggest one so far. Officially, they are still saying that you could get up to a 3-meter tsunami wave in those red areas. But right now, the biggest has been 0.7 meters. And the U.S. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center is saying they think the biggest you'll get is 1 meter. Now, obviously, if there's a bigger quake than this, we would come back on the air and cover it. Hopefully not. Our viewer Akshay Krisani says, intriguing 2025 is not over yet. Thank you sevenfold for your support. I really appreciate it sevenfold. Thank you. Oh, thanks also to Redden. Hey, Redden. Thank you so much, Redden Santiago, for the Facebook stars. I appreciate that. Give me 1 sec here. I'm hoping we don't have any kind of significantly higher tsunami than the 0.7 meters so far. Mary Duffy says, Misawa Air Base is there in the area of the country close to the epicenter. My husband is a civilian contractor who left the area right now, who left the area last night. He is in Tokyo right now, thank goodness. As G Slayer says, no problems reported so far at nuclear plants. I have seen the same report, G Slayer, in Japanese media. And this new warning is for a week about possible even stronger earthquake. From what I understand, Kyodo News says it's for a week. Oh, 6 people injured in Omori Prefecture, by the way. NHK News Japan reports 6 people have been injured in Omori Prefecture, which is, I believe, the closest one to the epicenter. Yeah, this here is Omori Prefecture is here, this one, right here. So let me see what they said about the injuries. According to local fire departments and local governments, as of 1 a.m., which I think is an hour and a half, is that an hour and a half ago? There were 6 people injured. Let me tell you about that. Yeah, about an hour ago, as of an hour ago. By falls or objects falling on them inside their homes. A woman in her 60s suffered a cut on her head and was treated at a hospital. The injury was minor. Also in Tohoku, a road collapsed after the earthquake and a car fell into the hole. A man in his 50s escaped on his own. He was complaining of lower back pain and was taken to the hospital. There was also a house fire in Amori City. One elderly man was transported to a hospital in the city in a conscious state. It's unclear whether that fire was related to the earthquake. That's about 50 meters from a nursery school. That may have been the footage we saw of a fire before. So again, that was in Amori City, A-O-M-O-R-I City. It's unclear if that fire was related to the earthquake. And let me read this from the JMA. Due to the earthquake that occurred today, it is considered that the likelihood of a large-scale earthquake occurring in the assumed source region is relatively higher compared to normal times. And as I mentioned, there's a new alert. Oh, hold on. Look at this. This is from the JMA. I'll show you their announcement. This is the earthquake warning announcement. This is the document here. So you can see approximately 11:15 p.m. On Monday. They called it a 7.4. I think USGS is still saying it was a 7.6. Occurred Due to this earthquake, the likelihood of a new large-scale earthquake occurring in the hypocenter area, expected to be a megathrust earthquake, blah, 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 is thought to be relatively higher than normal. If a huge earthquake accompanied by the largest class of tsunami predicted occurs along the Japan Trench or the Kuril Trench in the future, it's expected that a large tsunami will reach a wide area, including Pacific Coast, and a huge tsunami will reach areas centered on the Pacific Coast from Hokkaido to Chiba Prefecture in particular. Strong shaking would also be predicted over a wide area. This is what I was telling you, according to statistical data on large earthquakes around the world. Out of 1,477 earthquakes of magnitude 7 or greater that have occurred over the past 100 years, or so, there have been 17 cases in which an earthquake of magnitude 8 or greater occurred within 500 kilometers of the original earthquake within 7 days of the original, which is about 1 in 100. This includes a case in which it was above a 7 earthquake occurred 2 days before the 2011 magnitude 9 earthquake in Japan, or off the coast of Japan. Although the probability is low, there is a possibility of a new large-scale earthquake occurring, so people in these areas should reconfirm their earthquake preparations. In addition, people in areas where tsunami inundation is expected should be prepared to evacuate immediately if they feel shaking or if a tsunami warning is issued. They also say numerous earthquakes of various magnitudes from 7 to 9 have occurred in the areas along the Japan Trench and Kuril Trench. According to the Central Disaster Prevention Council, data on tsunami deposits in the Pacific coastal region from Hokkaido to Owati Prefecture shows the largest tsunamis in the past have occurred every 300 to 400 years. Considering the time that has passed since the tsunami that occurred in the 17th century, the region is in a situation where an earthquake accompanied by a largest tsunami is imminent. So is this a different area technically than the 2011 one? Because there was a large tsunami then. This information informs you that although the probability of a subsequent earthquake actually occurring is low, the possibility of a new large-scale earthquake occurring is relatively higher than normal. In order to mitigate, and we're telling you this in order to mitigate as much as possible the enormous damage that would be caused if a huge earthquake were to occur. I will post a link to this announcement. That's the warning announcement. You may need to use a translator. The location of the 2011 earthquake, just to show you that. Right. So here, this is helpful. I think one of our viewers was just talking about this. So this is where the 9.0 happened. See how, whereas today's earthquake happened up here. See my pointer here? That today's was up here, whereas the 9.0 was down here. That was the 9.0, whereas today's is up there. See, there's today's. Whereas here, from Wikipedia, you can see where the 9.0 was. The quake happened at 11:15 p.m. Japan time tonight. I believe it's about 2:36 a.m. there now. Let me just check something. Oh, no, it might be later. No, wait. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, 2:37 a.m. there now. Okay, so we'll certainly be keeping an eye on the situation in Japan, as we normally would anyway, in the coming week. Thank you, AJ, for your support. Also, Turned Off and Happy and Sharon Pruitt are members. Thank you. Thank you, Cece, for the bits on Twitch. Also, Hazitude on Twitch. Hang on a moment. I'm just checking for any more updates here. Yeah, and this is the latest U.S.-based Pacific Tsunami Warning Center update, which I think was about 20 minutes ago. And they said, as they've been saying, they believe hazardous tsunami waves reaching 0.3 to 1 meters above the tide level are possible for some coasts of Japan. They talk about some observed tsunamis. They say they gave these observations here, but Japan has bigger ones. The biggest one Japan has observed has been 0.7 feet. I'm sorry, 0.7 meters over 2 feet. I think that's still the biggest one. But officially, Japan is still under, the red areas are still under a warning, and officially they could still get, they say, a maximum tsunami height of 3 feet, but we haven't seen anything close to that yet. The biggest one has been 0.7 meters, which is about a little over 2 feet. All right, hold on a second here. Where's the USGS? Hang on one moment here. One moment. Where did I put this? What is going on? By the way, there was, what is this here? Just so you can see, there was a 5.0 aftershock, a 5.5 aftershock, a 4.4 aftershock, and there have been some in the 3s as well, according to EMSC. This is USGS. And there's that 7.6. So, oh, by the way, quick thanks to Sharon Pruitt and Happy H9 for being members. So, guys, at this point, I know there is still a tsunami warning, but at this point, you know, we haven't seen bigger than a 0.7 meter one. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says they do not think it'll be more than a meter. But Japan has a couple warned areas saying that it could be up to 3 meters. But because we haven't, and we've been talking about earthquake stuff, I'm not aware of any major damage right now. I think I'm going to start to wrap up this live stream, but I will certainly keep an eye out. As we've been discussing, Japan has issued a warning for the next week, I believe it is, for an elevated risk of a 8 or more earthquake, magnitude 8 or more earthquake in the not far from the current one. They say there's an elevated risk of that. They talk about it being around a 1% risk, however. But that's something to keep an eye on. And certainly if there's big news involving earthquake or tsunami stuff, I hope there's not, for Japan's sake. I hope there's not, but if there is, we'll jump back on the air and cover it. But I don't have really much new information to give you on this. I haven't seen anything above 0.7 meters. That's still the biggest I've seen going around here in terms of actually observed. Let's hope that's the biggest one. Okay. And in terms of other locations, I should have mentioned this. I mentioned it earlier. In terms of other locations, you can see the national. What's the latest one of these? The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said that Japan, some parts of Japan could get 0.3 meters to 1 meter tsunami waves, and then where is the other one? Hold on a second here. For non-US and Canada, originally they said they didn't think, they thought other areas would be less than 0.3 meters. Now it says, for other areas covered by this product, a forecast has not yet been computed. This forecast will be expanded if necessary in subsequent products. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up this stream, but I really appreciate you being here, and let's hope we don't have to cover a bigger earthquake or a major tsunami, a bigger tsunami anytime soon in Japan. But I will keep an eye out for things, and if need be, we'll come back on the air. I really appreciate everybody joining the stream today, and thanks for sending in your updates, and also give me a moment here. And thanks for everybody who's been in the chat. And I hope my best to everybody in Japan. Hope everybody stays safe. Somebody says tsunami. Some people are saying the tsunami warning has been downgraded. Well, I'm right now. I am at the site, the Japan Meteorological Agency, and I'm refreshing here, and it still has it listed. I mean, there's still areas in red that are warned. But maybe they haven't updated their map yet. I don't know. Oh, it looks like oh yes, it just came in. This just came in. I'm just seeing it right now. NHK says tsunami warning downgraded to advisory. Thanks for saying that. The tsunami warning has been switched to a tsunami advisory. That just happened. That's good news. That's good news, guys. That just happened. It just happened. They haven't even updated the map yet on the site, but I am seeing this reported now. I just saw it reported right now. There it is. It updated. Breaking news. Oh, we get some closure. Look, the red is all gone. The red is all gone. There's no more red. So it's now tsunami advisory, not tsunami warning. Estimated maximum tsunami height is now down to 1 meter instead of 3 meters. Yeah, yellow is for red. Warning is for large destructive waves for up to 3 meters or more. But yellow is smaller, still dangerous currents up to 1 meter. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking at a Japanese Toyokawa government site. It says, well, theirs is a little different. But anyways, advisory is less severe than warning. So that they just changed it right now to take away all the warning. And the max expected would be 1 meter. All right, well, good. I'm glad we got to show you that. That was happening right as we were getting off the air. So I can change this. Japan downgrades tsunami warning to tsunami advisory. Okay. But if you're in Japan, please pay attention to what the authorities are saying and do what they tell you. Okay, good. I'm glad we got to give you that. Okay, there you go. So we got to see the end of the tsunami warning. Get a little bit of closure in a sense. All right. So I really appreciate you guys being here. If you want to subscribe, follow the channel Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda. Agenda Free TV. And I would suggest turning on our we have a notification system we've created so you get notified whenever we go on the air, because I never know when big news is going to happen. I didn't know that this was going to happen, obviously. But if you want to get sent a notification whenever we go live for free, best way to do that is sign up for our free Discord notifications. The mods will post a link in the chat to the notifications. And you can find the sign up link also on Facebook and YouTube in the description of this broadcast. And I will also post news updates on my X account, where I regularly post breaking news. That is at Lookner on X. You can follow me over there, at Lookner on X. A huge thank you to everybody, all of our moderators who've been moderating today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, moderators. They're the reason that we can have chat rooms. We could not have them without our moderators. For example, Danny James and Ruth and Janet B. Thank you so much. And Cynthia Moon and Beth Mythical, all those, and all of our other YouTube moderators. Huge thank you. On Twitch, Good Luck Duck, Hearsay, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, Sarah, and Surly Dev. Big thanks to you. Kay Lowry Body, Paul Anderson, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, and all of our other Facebook mods. Thank you so much. Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X. Thank you. And, thanks, Redden Santiago, for the Facebook stars. Thanks so much, Redden. I really appreciate that. Yeah, also thanks to everyone who donated. That it's so nice of you guys. It's really appreciated. That's what allows the channel to be on the air and for me to buy news footage and stuff. So thank you. Very much appreciate that. And did I get everybody? I hope I did. I hope I did. I think I did. If you ever want to donate, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. Also, another good way to find out when we're live for those on X is to follow us on X. Oopsie. What am I hearing? I'm hearing something. Oh, I know. I think I know what was going on. Something was playing. There was something playing. Where is that coming? Some video is playing or something. I have to shut it off. Well, anyways, regardless, Agenda Free TV on X, at Agenda Free TV, is where you can follow. Hold on a second here. Where was that coming from? Sometimes things are playing and I have no idea where they're coming from. Oh, I think I found it. Okay. There, Agenda Free TV. Follow over there. I always post there when we go live, and I post an update, post updates about the channel there too. So if you're on X, follow us at Agenda Free TV. We do have a chat where you can chat with others when we're not on the air. Other viewers, that's the Agenda Free TV Discord chat. Check it out. It's free. The link is the same as the free notifications link. Same link. And a huge thanks to our Discord mods for all you do. Really appreciate you Discord mods. And for those who watch on YouTube, I would suggest signing up for or activating our YouTube notifications. Another good way to find out when we're live. But to do that, what you need to do is you need to subscribe to the channel, then click on the bell and choose all notifications. If you're already subscribed, make sure you have the bell checked and you've chosen all notifications. Moment here. And I want to thank also our Facebook subscribers who support the channel. Thank you so much. Like Robert Real II and Diane Allworth and Martha Crawford and Christy Claft, Margaret Riley, Kay Lowry, Shannon Klassen Goslin, Shannon Davis Hughes, Sharon Klassen Goslin, Shannon Davis Hughes, thank you. And Chuck Mosca, Christy Claft, all of our other subscribers there. Thanks so much. Facebook subscribers. Susan Priest Buchner as well, Jennifer Elris, thank you. And our Twitch subscribers, thanks to all of you for subscribing and supporting. Matthew Kohai 3, Wall Street Shaggy, Sandy Doggo, CC, G Slayer, Mort Vickers Sr., thank you. Love Francis, and all of our other Twitch subscribers and our YouTube members. Thanks so much for being members over there. Paula Faust, Chaz Martin, Crypto King, CAC, J.K. Sinar, Larry Martinez, Wickedest Witch, Patricia Grace, Deb N., Paula Faust, Neeby. Next stream, I'll try to thank all the members and subscribers a little earlier. I'll try to do that earlier. Ellie Kessler, thanks for being a member. Bunny, Queen of the South, Chung Peter, Chaz Martin, and everybody else watching. Gagan Badiger, and Deus Vit, thanks for watching. And Melissa Terry, thanks for watching as well. And everybody else watching. Juliana Martin. All right, guys. Paula Thompson, too. Dustin Manziel. Las Vegas Coin Hunter. And everybody else. All right, so that is it for our live coverage of this for now. Again, I will keep an eye on the news. If there's big news today, we'll come back on the air. And I'll be keeping an eye on the news today. Oh, tomorrow, I think we're going to cover the interest rate announcement tomorrow. The Fed interest rates announcement. So my plan is to cover that. So keep an eye out. All right, guys, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.